It was an exciting weekend of sports and sports betting. Let's recap last week and kick off a new week. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys some free sports picks every single day. I appreciate you kicking off a new week with me here. What did you guys do this weekend? Drop it in the comments section. Let me know what you guys were up to. We had a good weekend here. Weather was, nice Saturday and Sunday, or at least Saturday, at least in the afternoon part. In the morning part, we went down to the pool here in the building and let our 2-year-old swim around for, relatively speaking, the first time. And he did pretty good. He enjoyed that and jumping off the, sides, jumping in the water. He thoroughly enjoyed that. We had to get him prepared because Sunday we are going to a legit pool party. We can't have him looking bad in front of all the people. So a little training session on Saturday. But yeah, we had a good time at that pool party as well. Beautiful, just beautiful weather here in Chicago. Just the kind of weather you want to sit out, buy a pool, have a little hot dog on the grill, some barbecue. Just a great time. And I hope wherever you guys live, you had a nice, fantastic weather and you guys had a good weekend as well. It was a good weekend for sports. Obviously in the NHL, the Stanley Cup wrapped up. The Avalanche were able to go ahead and be crowned champions of that one. Obviously there was tons of baseball action over the course of last weekend. Let's go ahead and see where we fell at the end of our week, and then let's talk about some bets that we're going to go ahead and give you guys for today. As you guys can see, last week we went 21-23 and down. That's right, down 0.64 units. And as you can see on the bottom of the tweet, that just snaps a really impressive run we had. We were 6 weeks in a row profit. 4 of those 6 weeks we had double-digit, profit. So we were just absolutely on fire there. It was going to come crashing at some point, unfortunately, or I should say, Fortunately, we only lost, a unit? Not even a unit. So if you're going to have a losing week, let's keep it to under 1 unit. That's what we like right there. And there was an opportunity throughout the course of last week to even turn a profit. Let's talk about that. And doing so, let's go ahead and first recap what happens year to date. A lot of wins, a lot of losses, and plus 76.98 units. Now let's go ahead and jump in some of those good wins and some of those losses. Obviously, we always like to start with the wins. What about our only 2 tennis bets last week? We won them both. We had this guy to win in straight sets, and we also had him to cover the minus 2.5 games. He won 7-5, 7-6. So Daniel, unsure how to pronounce his last name, but Daniel is his first name, so appreciate that, Daniel. What about that Angels F5 under on Monday? What about a good plus money cash? Only person giving out bets on any platform you want to talk about. The only person that was willing to back those Royals and Bubik going up against the Angels, and we got a good plus money cash. Congratulations with that one. What about McClanahan on outs? That was on yesterday, over 18.5 outs. Really? They give us the over 18.5 outs at plus money. He had just gone multiple times this season, 6 innings against the Yankees. You're trying to tell me the Pirates aren't worth 1 more out? What a no-brainer bet. And to give us that at plus 120, ridiculous there by the sports book. So we took advantage of that one. What about that hidden gem I found midweek with Tyler Wells under 5.5 hits allowed? Yeah, he came through for us. And we actually talked about how the sportsbooks graded that one different with FanDuel and Caesar scoring that a win, and DraftKings scored it as a push. Push no more. DraftKings, whatever it was, maybe it was the public, getting after them because they scored as a loss, or maybe it's them seeing the other sports graded as a win. Whatever it was, DraftKings changed their decision and scored it as a win. So we all win on that one. So Tyler Wells, what a gem. That's hitting 13 of his 14 starts. Remarkable stuff right there. What about that Blue Jays F5 team total? What a 3-unit play. That was my most ever pre-match biggest wager. You guys remember we've had a 3-unit play. It was in that Arsenal versus Tottenham game, but that was at halftime where Arsenal had that red card and we just were like, what is FanDuel offering us? What was that, like minus 120 for Arsenal not to score? And then we got it in at like minus 140. We just kept hammering the books. Well, it got up to 3 units. That was an in-wager live bet. This was our first ever pre-match 3-unit play. Blue Jays F5 team total going up against our guy, Chichi Gonzalez. Got 3 runs in the first inning. Hit 3-run homer in the first inning. Done. Over. First inning cash. Love that on our biggest play ever. Good thing that happened because I didn't get anything that rest of the game, ironically enough. But hey, we got a good cash and a good 3-unit cash. What about Daniel Suarez over Eric Almirola on yesterday's race? We gave out 2 NASCAR bets on Friday. You guys remember that? We got a cash there with Suarez over Almirola. Our other one didn't happen. Briscoe got into an accident. Who knows? Maybe he wins. Maybe he loses. Kurt Busch did finish in second, so he would have had a tall order to beat Kurt Busch. But And I never had a chance, obviously, in getting involved in that wreck and wrecking out in that crash, or wrecking out in that race. So unfortunate stuff right there. As we always do, we remember the good wins. Let's remember some of those losses. I find this section equally as fun. I hope you guys do. What about McClanahan? We got a cash on his out, but in a different game against the Yankees midweek, we missed his Ks. He struck out the last batter he faced in Giancarlo Stanton. One of those moments we talked about it midweek when we did our daily recap. You could just feel it coming. You could just feel it coming, and sure enough, Stanton went down via strikeouts, and that was all she wrote, and that was his last batter. So heartbreaking stuff right there. What about Lopez? Yeah, we lost our Lopez strikeout prop too. 96 pitches. Remember, they trotted him back out for another inning, for inning number 7, and he had already thrown 96 pitches. This is a 1980. What are these guys doing going out there for the 7th inning at 96 pitches? Heartbreaker stuff is, of course, he struck out one of those batters in the course of the 7th inning to go ahead and lose that. What about our guy Mitch Keller? We continue to push the right buttons with Mitch Keller. We took over 4.5 Ks. This was on Friday night's bets, and we got a great cash. Mitch Keller came through for us. Cashed it, I think, in the, was it 3rd inning or maybe 4th inning? Either way, just motoring through that lineup and giving us an excellent cash up against those Tampa Bay Rays. Actually, I'm seeing on this sheet, on this recap, Minor and Ks. That should have been in the win. That was Mike Minor under 4.5 Ks on Friday. That was not a loss. That accidentally got put. Neither was Mitch Keller. That was not a loss either. Both of those are in the wrong section. Yeah, Mitch Keller was a win. Hey, all right, so we got McClanahan Ks was a loss, Lopez Ks was a loss, Keller and Minor, those are both wins. Those are in the wrong section. Let's go ahead and talk about that Rifey and talk about that Padres run line. Of course, the Rifey, you guys remember that was on Thursday. We were on payoff pitch. Somebody threw out the idea of a Rifey and Rockies versus Marlins, and I went ahead and ran with it. We hung back after payoff pitch. We had a great time, actually. Actually, a phenomenal time hanging back with you guys. The bet didn't happen or didn't hit. Not for a lack of chances. 2 runners on in the 1st inning for the top of the 1st, a runner in scoring position on the bottom of the 1st. Just couldn't quite get that timely hit. And then this is where also we decided to chase a loss. So we chased that Padres run line, and the Phillies ended up knocking off the Padres, so couldn't get a win right there. And then Friday was absolutely terrible. 2-10. Friday was not kind to us. So again, that ends our 6 week of profit streak. When we look back on that, we say, man, we barely lost money. It all came down to that Rifey and Padres loss. And the reason I say that is because that was uncharacteristic behavior. You guys remember, Rifey, I don't really tail bets, and I don't really chase losses. So if I would have just removed my bad behavior, we would have ended up profit. And that's why when I put together this tweet, I was easily able to go to sleep easier last night because it was bad behavior. It wasn't because the bets that I liked just didn't happen and maybe I was running a bad week and I just couldn't quite get any winners. I got winners. It was bad gambling behavior that got me into a loss. Granted, a 2-10 Friday obviously doesn't help. If we would have gotten 3-9, we would have had a profit a week. But I'm going to focus on the bad behavior only because it was bad behavior and it was uncharacteristic of me. And if we just don't do that, we can probably get back on our profit streak. And that's what we're going to do. Painful to lose that 6-week run, but locked and loaded this week and look forward to helping you guys put some money in your pocket. All right, let's get some money in our pocket for this week. And let's start off with our Wimbledon action. I'm going to go ahead and put these bets up because the Wimbledon's in a rain delay and may not play the rest of the day, or maybe they'll come out here in a little bit. But either way, they're in a nice little rain delay there in London. So there's an opportunity to jump on these bets. You can see 2 of them already have the cash symbol next to them. We've gotten a good plus 115 cash. Are you kidding me? John is their tiebreaker, and you're giving me that a plus 115. Like, literally, what are you doing? Is there tiebreaker should not be at plus money. Never should be at plus money. We got that one at plus 115. You can see down in the women's draw, we did a little 2-legged parlay. We got that one to cash at minus 104. And then the one at the very bottom that you can't tail because it's already been a loser, that one did already lose right there. But we're already up a unit. Obviously a plus 115 and a minus 104 bet. We are already 1 unit to the good. So go ahead and lock these in, guys. A lot of these matches, some of them haven't started. Some of them are midway through. You can still jump on them and tail them if you like. Again, they're in a rain delay, so there is opportunity to go ahead and tail these. And obviously all my French Open bets come out on Twitter just because of the nature of when the matches start, right? They're starting at 4 in the morning. I can't possibly give them out on YouTube free. I can give them out like this in hopes that maybe some of them haven't started, which some of them obviously haven't started, and you can tail. But in terms of getting them on, if you really want pre-match bets from me for Wimbledon, just like the French Open, you got to make sure you're following me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. All right, let's go ahead and talk some baseball real quick. I do want to go ahead and give you guys a baseball bet well before payoff pitch. That's live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Let's go back to our guy Tyler Wells. This time we can't do under 5.5 hits allowed. The sportsbooks have completely caught up to us. That one's at minus 170 juice. Remember when I gave you that bet though? It had cashed in 12 of his 13 games. It's now 13 of 14 games. What has cashed in all 14 of his games though I happen to look at? He's never gotten 5 strikeouts. The sportsbooks posted his number at under 4.5 at minus 122 or a FanDuel. I mean, I have to take it. It's cashed in every single game. You can, of course, look at his game log. He's gone against teams that strike out a lot, don't really strike out a lot. They fall about middle of the table, and he's still staying under 4.5 Ks in 14 of 14 games. How do you not make this bet? I don't know, so I have to make this bet. Now, they are going up against the Mariners today. They're about middle of the pack in everything. Middle of the pack in average, on base percentage, middle of the pack in Ks, middle of the pack in walks. So what's there not to like? It's cashing every game. Again, go through his game log. There's teams that are heavy in Ks and not so much in Ks. And he's still saying under 4.5 Ks. Guy's got terrible control. His pitch count will get way up out of control in an absolute hurry. I'm going to go ahead and do Tyler Wells under 4.5 Ks at minus 122. All right, and that's how we'll do it here, at least for this show. Of course, join me on the payoff pitch at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time live, and I'll give out the rest of this baseball bet. Small baseball slate, but we'll definitely go ahead and add to it. And then, of course, make sure you're following me on Twitter. If you want some more Wimbledon bets throughout the rest of this tournament, follow me on Twitter. You guys remember, we absolutely crushed the French Open, winning 13 units on that French Open. Let's see if we can do it for Wimbledon. Just make sure you're following me on Twitter so you can get those bets. Otherwise, guys, I appreciate you guys kicking off another warning with me here. Starting off our week, remembering the highs, remembering the lows from last weekend, and having a fantastic time doing that. Go enjoy your day. I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later on. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.